As Guyana forges ahead with measures to tackle money laundering and other financial crimes, Guyana's President Donald Ramatar said there are some weaknesses and deficiencies identified by the Financial Action Task Force. The President was speaking at the launch of a stakeholder workshop dealing with anti-money laundering and countering of financing of terrorism. The workshop was held at the Grand Coastal International Hotel. The Financial Crimes Stakeholders Meeting was sponsored by the U.S. Embassy, the British High Commission, the Canadian High Commission, and the European Union delegation in Guyana.
The latest assessments identified the need for urgent interventions in some areas. Weaknesses and deficiencies, when recognized, are addressed and remedial action are initiated and taken. Recently I had the opportunity to speaking to a group of business people in Berbice, and I pointed out to them that for every official that you probably would accuse of taking bribe, there's someone, most likely in the private sector, that offers that bribe. And therefore we have to deal with it from both ends. We must make this intolerable.
According to President Donald Ramatar, international cooperation and commitment to combat this crime are important.
Essentially, Guyana needs to obtain results. To do so, Guyana, in consultation with treaty stakeholders, have identified investigation and legislation as the two major areas for focused interactions.
U.S. Ambassador Brent Hart, delivering brief remarks, said money laundering and other financial crimes are serious global threats. He noted that jurisdictions flooded with illicit funds are vulnerable to the breakdown of the rule of law, corruption of public officials, and destabilization of their economies.
Today, only by working in partnership and acting strategically to counter cross-border criminal threats can we effectively target the common denominator, the leverage point that allows us to strike at the heart of all criminal organizations and illicit activities, which is money. Criminal enterprises are motivated by financial gain. To successfully disrupt narco-trafficking and other criminal enterprises and to prosecute perpetrators, an effective anti-money laundering financial crimes regime is essential. Likewise, terrorist organizations find it much more difficult to operate if they can't move their money. So by disabling the capacity of criminal and terrorist organizations to launder the proceeds of crime and access their ill-gotten gains, we can ensure that crime doesn't pay.
The move to have a collective action on the part of governments, the private sector, and civil society is essential in developing the vigilance to detect signs of transnational crime. Reporting for Capital News, Royston Drakes.